Hi guys, this is hashtag Dear Me. This has been the thing that's been going around YouTube and I'm just now getting around to it. If you don't know what it is, it's where your adult self is giving your younger self some advice. It sort of reminds me of one of my favorite Abney Park songs, which is Letters Between a Little Boy and Himself as an Adult. But it's a little bit different. In that one, the little boy is giving the adult some really good advice. And I'm going to put a link to that song down below so you can see what I'm talking about. It's pretty cool. As for my Dear Me, here goes. Dear Me, people are going to be making fun of you. They think you're different. They think you dress differently. You wear your hair differently. You don't talk the same. A lot of people are going to think you're from another state. They think you're weird. You don't have that typical triangle cut hair with puffy bangs. Even though a lot of people tried to tell you you need to cut your hair like that and give yourself some bangs. And you actually tried their advice because you cut your own hair for quite a number of years, and even up until you're an adult you will be cutting your own hair. But right now you're cutting your hair with a pair of orange-handled Fisker scissors, and it's really hard to achieve the popular look of the triangle haircut with the puffy bangs. Even though you try. I don't know if they only knew how bad bangs looked on you and how they kind of curled up on their own. It's not a good look. So just stick to your guns and keep your hair the way you're doing it, because you know how you like it and you feel more confident looking the way that you want to look. And you're going to find out later on that a lot of people thought your hairstyle was actually pretty cool. They just didn't want to tell you about it right now. Some people thought it was a good idea to let you know that you're weird, you're crazy, and your ideas are just strange. Oh, and remember that boy that you thought was your friend? He's gonna say something to you like, well, you are kind of a dork, you gotta admit it. Yeah, I'm sure he meant well, and I'm sure all of the other kids meant well too. But you know what? You're doing a pretty good job of staying true to yourself, because you don't really want that kind of company anyway. The things that they think are fun, I don't know, maybe it's just not that much fun to you. You don't really like being in groups where everybody gossips about somebody else and makes fun of other people for the way they dress or the way they look. That's not really your kind of crowd. So you just need to stick to doing what you're doing and kind of stay true to yourself, because you're going to find that you're more comfortable and it's more honest, and you're not really hurting anybody doing that. Yeah, you're gonna get lonely, people aren't gonna hang out with you, and as you get older into high school, they're really not gonna like to hang out with you. They think you're boring because you don't like to party and you don't care about drinking and doing drugs and things like that. That's just not your thing. You have other ways of entertaining yourself, and you like to go on adventures, you like hiking, you like exploring, going to the mountains, going to the lakes, and not to party, but just to actually go out there and look at it and enjoy nature, and that's your thing. You love to listen to music, you love to dance, you love to sing, you love art, and in the summers you love watching the night sky and seeing the stars, and those are your interests, and those are really cool interests when you think about it. Because there's really nothing boring about that at all. That's just your thing. You like that. So don't give it up for anybody else. And don't forget to do all of those things when you're older, because those things are what are going to give you solace when the world goes crazy, and it will. It's going to be the thing that brings back your sanity. Nature and music and art and all of those things that you find interesting right now, they're still interesting when you get older, maybe even more so. Just keep on having those adventures, and don't ever forget how wondrous the world actually is. Sort of keep your mind like a child. Look at things with an inquisitive mind. Question everything. It's going to keep you busy, and there's never going to be any boredom. Don't forget, these difficult things that you're going through are just a small blip in time, and they will be over, and you can move on to greater things. I mean, fitting in with some group that you know in school and looking a certain way just to make other people like you and doing things to make other people like you, Nobody's going to care about that after school is over. So why care about it now? Just do your thing. Just keep being who you want to be. I mean, like I said, you're not hurting anybody. You're being a good person. You're kind to other people. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. So don't second guess that. And you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble in the long run. Stay strong and avoid the people who try to change you. I know you're not going to take this advice to heart because you will go through some tough times, some really rough times in your early 20s. You might want to take some kung fu lessons for that. It's going to be pretty rough. But you know what? You're going to get through it, and you're going to be a lot stronger than you ever thought you could be. And don't forget to keep in touch with those who are good to you. Your family, your truest friends. There's only going to be a handful of each of those, but keep them close because they're the ones that really matter. And give that brother of yours a hug. It's going to be awkward, it's going to be weird, and he might not even like it. But trust me on this, just do it. Oh, and while you're at it, give those parents of yours a hug too. Probably more than once. Oh, and boys, most of them are not going to be worth your effort or your time. And some of the girls aren't going to like you, and for reasons that you don't really understand right now. Be nice to them anyway, because they may be feeling just as insecure as you are. And you never know, you might make some good friends just being kind and compassionate. It just always seems to be a good way to go. Just really try and focus on your goals. They're pretty good ones, you know. You've been a pretty optimistic person so far, and you have some amazing dreams for your future. Anyone who tries to change that isn't really worth your time. And this is important. Take care of your health. Remember how you thought about becoming a vegetarian, but you were afraid to do it because it might offend people? Just do it anyway. It's going to be better for your health and for the environment. Speaking of the environment, be mindful of it. It's going to get really depressing watching animals disappear from the face of the earth because of things that go wrong and things that we've done bad to the environment. Be mindful of it and try to make things better and try to influence other people to be mindful of it as well. You're going to get some flack for that. You're going to be called a tree hugger and maybe a lot of other names too. Even when you're an adult, this is going to happen. But don't be afraid to speak up. Your voice does matter. It's something you don't want to regret not having said. Honestly, you've been doing a pretty good job of speaking your mind. I guess just keep doing that. Don't let fear and self-doubt stop you from trying the things that you want to try or being who you want to be. Everybody's in the same boat, and you're going to find that out when you get older. Nobody's perfect. Don't forget to appreciate the little things that people do for you, little things like tiny little flowers and tiny treasures that you find in the sand on the beach. Those things are going to be pretty cool subjects to photograph. You're going to be doing a lot of that when you're older. You'll find out. Keep learning. Embrace your geekiness. You're going to be surprised how popular geeks are in the future. And you're going to want to know how to do a lot of things on your own. For one thing, it's fun. It's going to save you a lot of money. And you're never going to be bored. And music. Fill your house with it daily. It's going to bring you a lot of peace, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I guess most of all, just enjoy your life. It goes really fast. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Take care out there, and I will see you next time. Bye.